Hi everyone, welcome to week 6. So before I move on, just want to let you know if you have any questions on your presentations. Hopefully you are working on your critical assignments already. If you have any questions on how to put together your information, on your presentation, on any of the components that are required, just please reach out to me and let me know. I'm more than happy to help you, and don't put off just working on your critical assignments until week 8, right? You want to have most of that completed. So you've already completed your annotated bibliography. You've obviously identified most of the key concepts for your critical assignment. You worked on your outlines last week. So this week in Chapter 14, we are discussing healthcare in 4 nations. Now, those aren't the only 4 nations that you can choose from. Remember, one of the components of your critical assignment is to identify the healthcare system of another country and just discuss those components, the pros and cons, if it's working well, if it's not working so well, and compare that a little bit with our healthcare system here in the U.S. So that's Chapter 14. Chapter 13 deals with medical ethics and the concept of rationing. Often the supply and demand is off when it comes to different types of health procedures. Organ transplantation is one good example that the book discusses as well. So those are Chapter 13 and 14. Now you'll notice for Chapter 13 that there's no YouTube video, and I've done it that way because there are several videos in the Chapter 13 lecture that I want to make sure you watch, and they go along with my lecture. So the file is pretty large, so give yourselves a little bit of time to make sure you can download that. I don't use Blackboard or upload my PowerPoints to a mobile device, so hopefully your tablets or your laptops have the capability to open that file. Let me know if you have any trouble with that. But again, Chapter 13 available by PowerPoint only, and then you can see the YouTube recording for Chapter 14 if you use that, and then also the PowerPoints. So again, Chapter 13 on medical ethics, which is such a really, really important concept, and then also the practice of rationing, and Chapter 14 deals with the health care of 4 separate nations. Now your homework number 3 this week is dealing with the challenge of rationing. Rationing is defined as a conscious policy of equitably distributing needed resources that are in limited supply. So perhaps you have an organ transplant, and this example with Mr. Olds and Mr. Younger discusses 2 individuals who need a heart transplant, but there's only one donor heart. So who decides, and how is it decided which patient is going to receive that organ? So I've listed out, I know a couple of you have mentioned that you use the textbook in the digital format, so my page numbers are a little off. So I have written or typed out the scenario here. So take a look at your textbook, Chapter 13. Also look at this scenario with Mr. Olds and Mr. Younger. And discuss the concept of rationing, the ethical challenges that are involved when you're making ethical decisions. What are some possible effects of how your decision will affect the delivery of healthcare? How do you make those challenging decisions? I've also included a video, a real life video, an incident of a young boy who needed a transplant also, so you can see his story within the videos in my lecture. And then finally, what are some potential solutions that you can offer to ensure the fair distribution of such limited health resources? I've also provided an article here from the AMA that asks the question, should age be a basis for rationing healthcare? So some really tough ethical situations, concepts, and just really who makes the best decision. Often these decisions are life or death, so who really makes the decision, and how do we make those decisions on who lives and unfortunately sometimes who dies. So that's your homework number 3 here. Of course, APA formatting with the running head, your proper citations, your reference page, and it's week 6, so hopefully you have your APA formatting for those of you who are newer to it. Down to crossing the T's, dotting the I's by now, but if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Finally, we have a quiz for week 6. So again, we have 2 more weeks coming up, and those weeks will move really quickly, so please reach out to me. Set up a meeting. We can meet via WebEx. If you're not local, we can talk on the phone, and let's just brainstorm how we can create the best possible critical assignment for you. Have a great week, everybody. I'm thinking of you and praying for you all. Just thank you for all of the heart, the dedication, the time, the sacrifices that it takes for you to complete these assignments. I'm just really proud of each one of you for moving forward with your degree here, and just thank you for allowing me to be part of your educational journey. It's really a privilege. So have a great week, everyone.